The big brand sale is now on at OK Furniture. Spend 2,999 or more and stand a chance to win one of 20 shopping sprees worth 1 million rands. View our latest catalog and shop these amazing deals by the 6th of April 2025 while stock lasts. T's and C's apply. It is good to be powered by World Sports Betting. It is good times of CEO the Buccaneers. It feels like a different generation, this generation of players. Because we come from a generation of Abotso and the generation before that, Ebo Roger Fatumba, John Tlale, all of our teams would get to the semi-finals, but then they would lose away. This generation from Coach Pitso's generation, Ukuzaganje, even Chiefs going to the final of the CAF Champions League, feels like there's this factor, or a fear factor of going to North Africa and traveling and being able to come with results. So well done to Sundowns earlier on and well done to Pirates now. I'm saying this because Pirates didn't just win tonight. They actually beat Belouizdad earlier on as well in the group stages. Mohaonkota scoring 2 goals. So our teams, the butterflies on their stomach, they're getting rid of them. Sundowns would go to Wydad Casablanca and make them look like a bunch of kids. They would go to Cairo in Egypt and do the same thing. So this generation of the last 7 years, last 10 years with double Coach Pitso, Coach Rulani, and of course Coach Jose Rivero with Pirates this season in particular, it seems like South African players, and maybe it's not a coincidence that they're also able to do this at the African Cup of Nations level as well, that there's this fear effect. We no longer fear them because they have nothing to offer other than intimidation, the referee, unnecessary 8 minutes of additional time, cheating, all of that. When you eliminate that, we are better than them in football. So Vilakazi, former Orlando Pirates captain, what did you make of the game, sir?
Mr. Gil,
Yes, sir.
it's been a while to get this feeling. You know, uzokushisa esiswini uzokubanda for the same time. That's the feeling enginayo. Because looking at these boys going away and score a goal, unkota. And I was saying, have time with coach akakhipha uDlamini afaka unkota so that we can use the two width and look at the combination here, King of 2000 and Mayor.
Imeya Algeria, Mohaonkota. Imeya has got a new nickname. I'm giving him the nickname. Imeya, Ungqongqoshe was Algeria.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals, Lapana, and then tonight again he scored another goal. And for me, I'm very, very proud to talk about this team, Mr. Gil. They, you know, when they go away, they make you feel comfortable. Look, you know what? We are not scared of anything. Yes, first half we are like no playing defensive game. Yes, like Esperance earlier on, but the difference is that with the Pirates, when they get the ball, you could see what is it that you want to do. The Esperance, when they lose the ball, they go back, and there was no pressure than Pirates getting from Alger when Mababambi Bola. Two players are going to close down. There's pressure, and I'm proud to the boys. I mean, these boys, they fought, Mr. Kewin. You know, it's not easy to go there in that packed stadium. You know, everyone is making noise. All these light but by
Amalaser.
Amalaser lawa khona, but you know, Mbogazi at the back, CBC. You know, that defense for me. I'm not gonna talk about Uchayine. Uchayine, this boy he has grown. He's something else, Mr. Gill. He's something else. He saved us first half 1v1. He saved us again, and now, I mean, what else can you ask from him? So I'm very proud of the boys.
Yeah, I mean, did you expect the idea you're going to every man behind the ball from Pirates? Because Pirates is a good team. You can play any system as long as you liberate the front players. They will come with 2 goals. I always assume that Pirates will score 1 goal in a game because that's how good they've been. So were you surprised that it was every man behind the ball?
Look, I was very surprised, Mr. Ngeo, because that's not Jose udlala kanje. And you know, sometimes we always say lento le ukuthi a moment and the norm, those are 2 different things. So there's a moment where everyone can come back for that moment, get the ball, play that transition, get a goal, and then you go back to the norm where we stay there, and then we're done. But now, ngibona ngathi ufuna ukwenza inorm lento leyo, because he played like this against Sundowns, and now he's doing it again. So I don't like him when he's gonna doing it as a norm. Yeah, yes, a moment is good because the game at that moment it asked for
Iyacela
this.
ukuthi defend in
Yes,
certain
and then
moments.
you did that. And then from there, now you continue. You go back to the norm thing of you, how you play, because we know Pirates will play with speed.
Because you could say tonight, and we're all rooting for Pirates as a South African team, but there is an element of luck that it is because the Algerians were not creative, they didn't have an imagination. If they did that, they would have scored because it was so dangerous. Because Pirates, especially in the first half,
Yeah.
all of them were in their own half. This is not malicious to say that there's an element of luck, but of course, the change had to be made by the coach as well.
Mr. Nkewu, I think these people who chose Babonile Guti, they play same thing, all of them, and North. So if I can pack that defense, but Balashili crosses or win, I'm second plan. Because they can't have combination play in the midfield. They don't play here central. Every time they get the ball, they go wide. And for me, in that moment, yes, it worked. But I was worried, Ngoguti, when you call now everyone behind the ball.
In your own half.
Yeah, that's why I was so worried. I was so worried. That's why I even said after if you have at least now the width can be balanced. And then you can say, Makopa, compromise our Faragit, Wazala, Esuswin. And then, so that means that we play the mind game, we're forcing these two to come. Then they'll leave a situation of 1v1 with these two, of which they're speedy, they're skillfully, and then they are creative. They can do whatever. So when you told Kocha then I was like, yeah, you see now,
At least there's an attacking threat.
ezimnyama ngenkani ziyalena zizobuya nayo ke leya wanile ya engishilo nge half time ukuthi why bengishilo but ngibonile ukuthi laba engathi khona imbabonyana.
But it is true that there's an element of luck. I'm happy with it, but it is true that it's like we couldn't see it at halftime.
Yeah.
You were the only one who said
Yeah.
1-0 Pirates.
Yes,
And sometimes
yes,
it's those moments where you're like, I'm going with my team. But I just couldn't see it because they were so defensive, you know.
You know, one thing Mr. Nkewu that engibone kule team le ukuthi when we attack them bavulekile, the spaces in between. So if you can get a good pass, somebody go through, because Umakopi totally pass from Kumbata. What I don't know what happened to him. Lapan maybe thought Guti was alone with the keeper, and then the defender is going to take it. So with that pass, then I had this thing Guti. If we can get a pass like this, and a person that can do this, it will be Mfukeng if it is on quarter, because they've got a good understanding Lababu too. So that's why I said, no man, Pirates will win 1-0 la. Because I knew good quarter will come in, but I didn't know where it was correct.
There you go. I'm going to ask you one more question. So I just want to bring something up very important. Mamelodi Sundowns and Pirates are in the middle of something called a title race.
Yeah.
There was no need for Sundowns to play on Friday. We need to help these teams have a better chance of winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
There is no need this weekend for Pirates to play against Polokwane City.
Yeah.
We need to help our teams do well in the Champions League.
Yeah.
All the other North African teams are postponing matches to help their teams. We need to help our team. So what is Pirates going to do this weekend? Are they going to say, let's rest this one and this one and that one because we're looking, our one eye we have is on Tuesday?
Yeah.
What if they play at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium, which has a lot of injuries?
Yeah.
I don't know who's at home, whether it's Polokwane or Orlando Pirates, but the point being that we don't need both of our teams. This is not one-sided. Sundowns was not supposed to play on Friday. Orlando Pirates is not supposed to play this weekend, although it looks like they are going to play that game. I'm afraid like we're not helping our teams. Yeah, I know we have to play up until May, and we can't congest the fixture, but we are negatively affecting our teams here. Please, PSL, please help Sundowns, please help Orlando Pirates, help Stellenbosch. Sundowns are already postponed in Stellenbosch this coming weekend, which is a great thing because they have to play second leg. But please help Pirates too and all of these teams in the Champions League. Let me ask you one more thing, so before I let you go. We spoke moments. The moment next week will ask for MC Alger to attack.
Yeah.
Do you believe they are capable? Do you believe they are capable of attacking Orlando Pirates and scoring those goals?
Mr. Nkewu, these people, the only thing that they will do, they're just going to go wide like they did. And they were playing at home. They didn't have creativity. And for me, I think that's an advantage for Pirates. That when they come here, and this is what to see Pirates where we're going to say Nkota stay there, Fukeng stay there. This time around, as far as Mabasa stay there. And that three, and then Lime Lillian. no, ima ngabe athi akafuni ke ukuthi sidlale ibake ke nombatha ke ube nomhlekazi bese ufaka nomakhehleni sengisho umuselo
So 3 defensive midfielders.
once ke enze kanjalo because I can see ukuthi the other eye yakhe coach wethu wants to defend yabo, so have these 3 that will protect the defense lapaya, and then say 1 2 3 stay there. Every time we get a ball, you know definitely ukuthi you've got the width on the left, you've got the width on the right, and once you put it there, Bega, we can beat these guys plan 2 or 3.
Right. There you go. Thank you so much, Mr. So-and-so. And thank you as well at home for watching us. We watched 2 matches across maybe 6 or 7 different hours. You were with us throughout the night, tonight, and in the afternoon earlier. So we appreciate that. It was Orlando Pirates. That was very fun, actually. Our South African team is beating these North Africans. We need a Sub-Saharan African Champions League that excludes North Africa because their football is not great. There's hooliganism as well. And the referees being influenced. Where was the 8 minutes coming from? Like, where was that coming from? And then there was 5 minutes added on in the first half as well. So where did that come from? What happened in the game for that to happen? It is because the CAF referees are traveling there. They're being influenced from the hotel and all of that. They're being blackmailed and they're being pressured and so on and so forth. And we don't need that. We need to start our own Sub-Saharan Champions League. They already have their own Arab League that they play with Saudi Arabians, Qataris, and all of that. If they want to go there, they can go there. They don't play good football. They are mean-spirited as well in football, so we don't need that. iDiski Times was sports betting. For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za.
Shapunjan bafowethu igama lami uLindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiskiTV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Tso Vilakazi, they call me Tso. Niyazi bafethu, amakhosi for life, they are back in winning ways. Please, siyacela ukuthi subscribe iDiski TV.